Hello everyone, welcome to DigiStuff Videos. Today we are looking at the AlphaTheta DDJ-GRV6. So the GRV6 is a 4-channel 4-deck controller working on Rekordbox and Serato. Rekordbox with full utilization. You plug, it will work with all the function except some function with the subscription, but all the function you need with the stamps, etc. For Serato DJ Pro, it will be the same, so you can record your mix, but you will have only one difference between Rekordbox and Serato. Two difference is that with Rekordbox you can use it on your smartphone, so you need to plug the USB-C for the power and USB-C for your smartphone, but with a computer you can just plug the USB-C on your computer, it will power the unit. But on Serato you don't have any app on a smartphone, so Rekordbox computer, smartphone, and Serato only on Serato DJ Pro only on your computer. You have also one difference between Rekordbox and Serato. You have the new function Groove Secret for Rekordbox. It will not be on Serato. You will have a little skin like that, and it will be more sophisticated functions around the stems FX. You see, like that. The normal stem FX you have on Serato, so roll out, echo out, roll out, breaker, etc., etc. So two main difference. So let's see the connections, and after let's see all the functions into the GRV6. For the connection, you will have your two headphones output, quarter jack and mini jack. You will have the volume control, the balance between the PFL or the master, and mic level. And on the back, you will have your mic level on quarter jack with a little preview volume, the master out with a quarter jack, master out 2 with SEA, cinch if you prefer, boost with cinch, SEA, and you have a volume control for the master and a volume control for the booth. You will have, I don't know why there is this, but you will have an Android section with mono stereo with your smartphone, because you can use it with your smartphone. If you use it with your smartphone, you will be obligated, you will need the power adapter to plug the device and after your smartphone here. If you use your computer, you can also plug, if you want more power and more LED power, more power for the output, a little more, you need the power adapter, but you can also mix directly on your computer just with one USB-C here. First, we receive the navigation part, so let's see all of it. I will show you all the structure on Rekordbox, but for each function I will just put the frame about the function to not have multiple things on the screen and very messy, you know. So the navigation, you have a new browse controller here, new browse knob, allow you to go up and down more or less like the Opus Quad. And you have, like the Opus Quad or a CDG 3000, you have the preview button here to listen to your track directly on the playlist and not directly on the deck. So it will allow you to have a 4-track 4-deck and a 5th track you can listen right here. So it's really cool. You have a Discover panel if you want directly. You have back to see like that every playlist. You have view button to show all the function like that. You have preview, we saw that. You have related tracks here to see all the related tracks. Let's push playlist here. After you will have playlist palette, so it will be the little, you know, the little shortcut for your playlist. I have just the first one with my 4 playlists I like for the moment. And you have tag track when you are, let's see, when you have a track you want to play further, you can put it on a little list and you can access to this list the good moment, the right moment. After, when you have the track you need, let's focus on the board, on the deck, you push load on the right deck you want and you have your track. You can play it right away like that. Okay, but it's not this track. So let's see the track I want. It will be this one. Let's see. Yes, this one. So after the mixer part, you have your gain control. What is cool, it's visual, but I like the little glossy view meters here. It's not meters like we have always. It's like the, if you know that mixer, the Formula Sound FF4000. It's pretty cool to have this glossy LED here. After you have the free band EQ, you can have just minus 26 dB or a kill like that. High, mid, low. You can also have, with the push with shift button, stem ISO, so you can isolate the rhythm, the bass, or the vocal. And it's graded, so it's a volume control unit. Of course, you will have a stem function here on the deck part, but it will be after the mixer part. You will have your FX here, so let's put on here the sound color FX. You can choose it with your trackpad or directly with your finger. After you push on, and you take your FX. And for this part, you have to know that the sound color FX or FX can be done with the vocal or instrument or rhythm part. Let's see this right now. So I will push with my trackpad, but after I will show you with the pad mode. So let's see if I just do the color, the filter just on the instrumental and the rhythm. So it's like the DDJ Flex 10. You had the button here, but you have here, just here. So let's see with my trackpad 2, just the vocal, for example, with space, for example. So you see, you don't have any space on your music, but just on the vocal. It's pretty cool. So let's engage everybody. After you will have your PFL section. So like you saw on the connection, you will have on the front all you need if you want to PFL the Q section, or if you want to PFL the master part, etc. Every function you don't understand when I'm telling you the function like PFL or whatever, or maybe sleep mode, quantize, you have videos on en.djstuff.fr/tips, TIPS, and you have everything you need if you are a beginner or semi-beginner on the DJ part, you know. So be free to watch all these videos when you can't understand, when you don't understand a function I'm telling, you know. And you can of course listen to the master too, what you hear now. After you have faders and crossfaders, you can have the curve directly on Serato on record box, and you have at the end of the mixer the beat FX. It's really cool because you have the beat of each FX. You can control it with the push button here. You can control the FX without watching the screen. You can also choose the channel, the level, and on off with the release FX. So let's see low cut echo with the voice. And those FX can be applied on the music, on the sampler part, or when we choose the channel, on the drum, the groove circuit we will see after. And at the end, you have also the release FX with shift button. And you can choose it directly here with your trackpad. Okay, so mixer part. After you have the deck part. Let's see all the transport, the normal function, not the special function. Of course, you have play, pause, you have Q button, you have your shift button, allow you to make multiple functions like stamps, like erase out cues, etc., etc. You have your jog, you have your pitch control here. The pitch can be with or without the master tempo, allow you to choose the tempo, change the tempo, but not the normal tone, the original tone. You can change the range with the shift button. You can have +6, minus +6, minus +10, minus +16, minus +100. You have the big thing, allow you to match up to 4 deck between them, 4 track, and key sync like that, like the beat sync, 4 track with the same key. You choose the deck with those buttons here, and you have your slip function. You have scratch or not scratch with the shift button. You have quantize. Like I said, you have videos, a lot of videos with those functions explained. You have your loop control here. It's the first way to make a loop. You can have the normal way, manual way. In, out. You can decrease, increase, record after if you want to play another time. You have 4-bit loop like that. You can increase, decrease. You can edit in or out. And we will see you have beat loop here also. You can record your loop or your cue directly on the memory part here or on the hot cue part. If you have a loop, 4-bit loop, for example, now I have a loop, I can record hit, hot cue, and loop. You can erase with shift button. And let's see the pad mode. So you have hot cue, stamps, beat jump, sampler, keyboard, pad FX, beat loop, key, shift. So hot cues, it's point, recorded point. You can apply, you can play when you want. Maybe one. And after you erase them with the shift button. Like I said, it can be hot cues or loop if you want. Stems. It will be different from Serato and from Recordbox. Serato, like I said, you will have this little part here, but with Recordbox, you will have the vocal part, bass part, rhythm part, and here it will be, like I said, with my trackpad, you can engage or disengage the vocal part, etc. on the FX. So you see here, I have only the vocal, bass, rhythm with the voice. And here you can apply if you want an echo on the vocal, on the bass, with the rhythm. You see, if I push an echo, a normal echo, if I push here, only vocal, here only rhythm, or only bass. Bass and bass and melody. And everybody. After beat jump, you have all the values directly on the screen. So you have 16-bit if you want, or 8-bit. For beat jump, I've done a video on the page, the tips page, and you can jump on the track, on the feature of the track, on the path of the track. Sampler. Sampler, what is cool is that you can put your own sample, so jingles, siren, etc., horn, etc. But you can also make a loop on a track and directly put on the sampler. Here I have two samples, and for example this one, but it is from an old track I had. But if you take the second one, for example, I can put it directly on the track. Just be sure that the track is master and not the sampler, and after you push here. And if you if you change the tempo, the sample has the same tempo. It's linked. It's synced. And after you can have an FX directly on the sampler. So you can exit very gently with an FX or whatever. It's really cool. After you have keyboard will allow you to choose a hot cue, and after change the value of this cue, the tone value. So let's say this one. So it could be cool if you have only the voice. Yep, sorry. After you will have pad FX, so you have all the values directly on your screen, and you can of course edit them with the beat or with the whatever, with all the function you need. So roll, sweep, flanger, echo out. After you will have beat loop, so you can, it's another way to make loop. So I can have 8-bit loop, 4-bit loop, 2-bit loop, 16-bit loop, 32-bit loop, whatever. And it's the other way to make loops, so you can enter into or exit. Of course, if you go directly on hot cue, you can beat loop here, goes to hot cue, and release the loop, and you will have hot cue loop, and you can erase like before. After you will have key shift, so I think it's better to go with only the voice. Key shift will not apply an hot cue, but all the tone of the track. You see? So for example, if I push all the track instant double to have the same, okay? Here I will cut the voice. Here just the voice. Etc, etc. So you can have the same track, no vocal, vocal with voice. But I have key shift too here. Oh, here it will be better. And you can directly return to your previous tonality. And let's see now the groove circuit part. So you can have onboard rhythm, you have bank A or bank B, you can have single or multi player, multi sample. So you have to choose if you want to have everybody on the same time or just single. If I push single, you will have this or this. It's on board, but you can also with capture, you can capture a loop directly on a rhythm loop directly on your track. You see? What is cool, it's linked to the tempo of the deck. And if you push multi, you can apply. You see, I have 3 sample, but if you put just kick, just clap, and just Charlie, it will be good. Okay, you know, it's like having 3 or 4 tracks at the same time. So let's see with the music. Of course, it's a drum swap, so it will change, it will volume down the volume of the drum of your track, and after put it there directly. You see? You have the rhythm, and you see, if I put volume down, no rhythm, but no rhythm here. If I release, tempo change, everything is synced, and after you can apply drum with the music or without the music. Or a break. You see? Etc, etc. If I choose filter, it will be applied directly on everybody. You see? With FX here, everybody too. So you see, you can have onboard sample, but just 8, but you can also sample directly on your music when you want. So if you play your music here, I will have my sample here on the bank, I don't know, the 4th one. So it will erase the rhythm part of the track without any manipulation and put the rhythm. And it's also its own sample, but it can also be linked to the BPM of the track, the moving BPM. Etc, etc. So link to the track and your own sample directly on the Groove Secret. And at the end, we will talk with Monsieur Chipote. So what I like and what I dislike, or maybe a little bit dislike. So maybe the front, on the front, you have the PFL, it's the first thing. I think with a little more space here, yes, with a little more space on the whole thing, you can make you can have your directly your jack output on the front, okay, but your mic level could be on the back, for example, or maybe on the top left, top right, whatever, or with the master, near the master, whatever, and you can have here your PFL section. But it's my first point. Second point, it will be the same quality, finish quality as the DDJ-GRV6, more or less. But I think when they are in the construction with the cost, the each piece cost, you can put a little metal or aluminum plate. It will cost what, $5 or $10 plus, but it's only plastic. I really like this plastic here, the black plastic here, but it could be the same plastic or a little aluminum plate on the panel, but whatever. I like the way that you can have everything on the BeatFX without watching the screen. So You can see that you will have 1 bit, echo, etc. Everything is here, the channel. You can also choose if you want to have the on the vocal, on the bass melody, just on the rhythm on each deck. Is really cool. You don't have to watch directly the screen for the stem if you want to apply an echo on the vocal or not, etc. It's cool too to have the preview part directly on Recordbox and on your PFL section, and not putting a track directly on the deck and after PFL it directly on the deck. So it's cool. And at the end, it will be cool to have, yes, it's a middle range for AlphaTheta. It's a middle range product, but it will be cool. It would be cool to have maybe on the Groove 6 Mark II. It will be cool to have a XLR output and not just a jack output. It's more or less the same, but what you see, you have always a XLR for the master, and you have jack, a quarter jack output for the booth, and now you have jack for the master, SEA for the booth. It will be cool to have XLR on the master and jack for the booth output, but it's not very critical, you know. And at the end, if you have any questions, if you need any information about the groove, the DDJ-GRV6 from AlphaTheta, feel free to ask your question under the video in the comment section. I hope you liked this one, and see you next content. Bye bye everybody.